I'm raised in the faith movement. And we already know about the tongue. But the angle of the tongue I was raised with is the angle of positive confession as a means of releasing your faith. I did not know that the Bible has about 36 laws of the tongue that govern the tongue. So when you learn about positive confession, you have only learned one thing out of 36. So if I go back to Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, we notice that God made us in his image, after his likeness. He made us like himself, and he made us to function like him. Now, in the same Genesis chapter 1, if you start from verse 1 all the way to that point where he made man, you notice how God gets things done. He gets them done by speaking. He gets anything he wants done by speaking. Words have 7 purposes, at least to my discovery. I'm sure there are probably other ones. 7 at least. So most of the time we relate with words only as a tool of communication. But words are a tool for creation, for creativity. I just came out of a meeting, where for some unknown reasons this year, it was like issues that had to do with bones, paralysis, cripples, it was crazy. It was happening everywhere as if, But how was that energy? Broken bones were being fixed. Even people were at home connecting to paralyzed parents, people that can't walk, and they were getting up. How was that energy released? By speaking. Because God made us in his image and invested himself in us. Because the gift of the Holy Spirit is God investing himself in us. So if I'm carrying what makes God God, how does that ability, how does all of that power get released? By speaking. So I'll read Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 one more time. And God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness so they can have dominion over every other thing he created. What is the tool for dominion? What is the tool for governance? What is this tool for exercising influence? Words. There is nothing you can do in this world without it. How does a teacher run a class? Words. How does a president run a nation? Words. How does a pastor run a church? Words. What if he got up and he was for 1 hour? Or maybe I get up here now for the next 1 hour. After a while, people will start leaving. How does a pilot run the aircraft plus words? How do you run even all these planes that are taking off and landing? How do we coordinate them that we are not having words? How do you run a family? Words. How do you run a business? Words. How do you manage your relationships? Words. So, let's get back to personal life. How do you run your own personal life? Your words. There are 7 major pictures of words given in the Bible. I'll come back to it in a few minutes. But one of them is like the rudder in a ship. That's James chapter 3. Let's even use a simple word. Steering in a car. And that's what steers that powerful ship in the direction it goes. Here, James was trying to show us that what directs our life and destiny are the things coming out of our mouth. The steering, the deciding the direction my life goes are the things that are coming out of my mouth. He gave another picture of how you control a horse. That is the horse is very wide. If you jump on it, it can throw you out and even march on you. But you get control of the mouth. You put beads on the horse's mouth. The whole horse comes under control. He's telling us again, how we control our life, how we govern our future is by getting control of our tongue. So, to exercise dominion and influence, one thing I need to master is word mastery, my words. To operate like God on earth, I need to master how to speak right.